Hey everyone, Teo here. Today I'm reviewing the T+A Solitaire T wireless audiophile headphones made by the German company T+A Electroacoustic. I hope I pronounced their name correctly. And this is a review unit provided by Clarity Group, a company that has many branches around the world, including Singapore, which is the branch that sent this over for review. And I will have to return this, of course, because it's quite pricey. It's US $1,600, and here in Singapore it's 2,590 Singapore dollars. So in this video, I'm just going to present to you my findings so that you can decide whether or not this is worth the money. And this video is going to be quite long. So if you want to save time, you can check out the text review that I have already written on my blog. The link is in the video description below. And just for comparison purposes, I will briefly mention the Mark Levinson 5909, which I will be using as a reference. I will also be using the Sennheiser IE600 as a reference. Now these two sound very similar. The sound signature for these two is considered to be neutral. The sound is very clean, and this is where I will tell you the bottom line for these headphones. This is a beautiful pair of headphones with excellent audio quality, both for Bluetooth and cable connection. The design is classy and understated. The sound is rich in details, both for the highs and the mids. There is just the right amount of bass. You can hear and feel the bass, but everything is controlled very well. It's very balanced, some may say neutral. And the Mark Levinson headphones is considered to be very neutral by many reviewers. For the Solitaire T, I would say it's slightly warmer, relatively speaking. As a result, the vocals blend slightly better with the instruments, and it's less fatiguing to listen to vocals with these headphones for long periods of time. The word or emotion or adjective I will use to describe the sound signature with these earphones is mellow. It's just maybe 5 to 10% more mellow compared to the Mark Levinson 5909. So if you want your sound to be slightly warmer, vocals to be slightly smoother, consider the Solitaire T. If you want your sound to be slightly brighter or vocals to be more crisp, the Mark Levinson 5909 is the one to consider. If possible, I highly recommend you test this out in an audio shop, because both headphones are capable of delivering high definition or high-res audio, but how you prefer the sound really comes down to individual preference. One is not significantly better than the other. They are both excellent headphones. They are just slightly different in the way they are tuned. By the way, there are so many differences between these two headphones that I am going to make a separate video just to compare the differences, and that video will be out next week. And now on to the full review. Let's take a look at the items included in the box. I'm going to pretend to unbox this the first time. So the packaging and the presentation is very nicely done. I love this photo in front. These headphones are actually available in two colors, black and white, as in the black model is black against silver and the white is white against silver. On the back of the box, we have the marketing text as well as the technical data. This is actually a slip case, so you can pull this up. On the top of the box, we have T+A Engineering Emotion, and when you lift the box, the ribbons appear on the side, and there is this sheet of paper which is cut at the corner. So when you lift this up, you can actually see the paper is surfaced with felt on this side. So these are the headphones laid very beautifully in this holder, which is also surfaced with felt both on the top side and on the bottom side. So that's attention to details. This is where you can find the manual, safety instructions and warranty. And that's the carrying case. And you will notice the box is also padded with foam on the bottom side. This is a hard case and the surface is fabric. The zip is designed to keep out water. And when you open this up, you can see the inner sides are surfaced with felt. There's the Solitaire T words here. And there is another case here. This is magnetic, so you can open this up and you will find more cables. So these are all the cables and adapters included. This is velcroed to the carrying case. And there is this little diagram here that shows you how to fold the headphones before you put them in the case. This is how it looks in the box. Let's look at the 3 cables and 2 adapters we have here. This is a 2.5mm to 4.4mm cable. The length is 3 meters. This is 2.5mm to 3.5mm. The length is 1.4 meters. This is USB-C to USB-C. This is also 1.4 meters. This is the flight adapter with extra texture here for grip. And lastly, there is a 3.5 to 6.3mm adapter. So this will screw onto the 3.5mm here, like this. Let's look at the design. So this is a beautiful pair of headphones. The design is rather clean and simple. This design doesn't draw attention to itself, which is what I prefer when I'm wearing headphones outdoors. The ear cup isn't that thick, so this does not protrude out as much from the side of your head. And this is the yoke. And there is this little knob here in front and also on the back. This is matte textured and this doesn't seem or feel like metal to me. The silver parts are actually aluminum, and we have this matte textured part here as well on the left. And you can see the parallel lines that go across the metal frame, and this is where you can see the power switch. And those are the power light indicators. One thing I really like about this is once you power this on, it will say power on, connected. The Bluetooth pairing process is way faster than I expected. These headphones weigh 326 grams, which is lightweight enough for me to wear them for long periods of time without feeling discomfort. Let's take a look at the headband. This looks like matte textured metal to me, and the T+A logo is quite prominent on it. The edges are beveled and are shinier, and this is about 1.5 centimeters. And on the back, the design is also very clean. There are 2 screws, presumably to give you access to the internals. And you can pull this out like this. This feels like plastic to me. And at the top we have synthetic leather with soft cushion padding, and there is the Solitaire branding at the top. The grain of the leather is not that obvious. The stitching is very nicely done. The ear cups use the same synthetic leather, and the padding is very soft and very comfortable. But this is actually not the type of leather that I like because it makes this sound. I don't like my leather to make any sound, so when I wear these headphones, they do not make any sound, but when I adjust them slightly, they will make the sound. Anyway, it's a small issue. The size of the ear cup is on the smaller side for me, so when I wear this, I can feel the edges of my ear brushing against the inner side, and when my ear is inside, I can feel the interior of the ear cups. I wish this can be slightly bigger. Anyway, this size is still comfortable enough for me to wear for long listening sessions. The passive sound isolation you can get with this is pretty good. And inside you can see the red cloth with the big letter L, and this is actually angled. There is no padding, so if you touch the cloth, you can actually touch the components behind. The leather padding is replaceable. These earphones have just the right amount of clamping force for me. It's not too tight and it's not too loose. Overall, I would say the fit and comfort for these earphones is really good. These are the controls on the right ear cup. This mode button is for switching between ANC on, ANC off, and high quality mode. This DA is for digital assistants such as Siri or Google Assistant or some other assistants. And this light indicator is to show you the Bluetooth codec that is in use. So white is for AAC, blue is for SBC, red is for aptX, and yellow is for aptX HD. And this is the Bluetooth pairing toggle. You can turn this off by pushing it all the way down. And for pairing, you can push it up for 2 seconds. And if you want to reset the connection for these headphones, just push it up and hold it there for 5 seconds. And at the bottom here, you can see the 2.5mm audio jack and the USB-C port. Outside the right ear cup is this touchpad that can be used for playback control and take calls. You can swipe up and down to adjust the volume, forward and backwards to skip track, tap to play and pause the music, and if there is an incoming call, you can tap to take the call, and the touch controls work pretty well. At the bottom is the shortcut for transparency mode, which you can turn on by double tapping the circle, and to turn it off, just tap once. Transparency mode, if you don't know, is the ability to have ambient sound pass through the ear cup to your ears so that you can hear the surrounding, such as announcements, the traffic, or people talking. And transparency mode works pretty well. The touch control for this works pretty well, although on rare occasions the shortcut wasn't able to detect my finger, but that happens rarely. Here at the bottom is a slit for mic input, and at the top here is another slit. This is for the noise cancelling mic, and there is another one on the other ear cup. Active noise cancelling is able to reduce low frequency ambient noise quite well. The effectiveness is maybe 4 to 4.5 out of 5 stars and is quite similar to the effectiveness of ANC on the Mark Levinson 5909. ANC, together with the pretty good passive sound isolation, is able to block out ambient noise quite effectively. The last thing about design that I want to talk about is the folding mechanism. This is very foldable and very adjustable. You can turn the ear cups forward and backwards, and I like this because when I take off the headphones, I like to turn it this way so that the leather padding is facing forward so that I can put this on the table. And you can also turn this ear cup inwards so that this can actually touch the headband. So this is quite compact. However, if you store this in the carrying case, it actually doesn't make the carrying case smaller. And I'm not sure if you will want to store expensive headphones like this. One downside to the folding mechanism is there are many contact points, so you can hit the metal surfaces against each other. Having hard surfaces in contact with other hard surfaces may create dents or scratches. So this is one contact point. This is another contact point. There are many contact points. For the 2 weeks that I have been testing these headphones, I was so careful to not have the hard surfaces knock against each other to prevent scratches and dents. So that's one downside to how foldable and adjustable this design is. Let's look at the features you can get with the companion app. This app is available from the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. This app has limited features. When you press the Bluetooth button, you can connect to the headphones. That's the battery life indicator, which does not show the percentage. Here at the bottom, you can switch between the ANC modes and HQ, which is high quality mode. For ANC, there are 3 levels or 3 strength, low, medium, and high. Let's go with high. ANC works quite well and is quite effective at cancelling out low frequency noises. And you can turn off ANC, and this is high quality mode, which will also disable ANC. High quality mode sounds better with more clarity and higher definition, so I use these headphones with high quality mode most of the time. Battery life for HQ mode is 35 hours and for non-HQ mode it's 70 hours. The battery is replaceable should you need replacements in the future. I don't actually use ANC with these headphones because I prefer to use high quality mode, and the ear cups do provide very good sound isolation to the point that I don't need ANC. I will use ANC only if the background noise is quite jarring. For EQ, there are 6 pre-programmed settings. There is flat, bass boost, treble boost, speech, vitalize, and relax. As you switch between these EQ settings, the audio will update instantly so that you can hear the difference. You don't actually need to use EQ with these headphones because the sound already sounds pretty amazing without any adjustments, and flat sounds great. One feature or functionality that's missing with version 1.0.2 of this app is there is no way for you to turn on or off transparency mode. So hopefully the company can add that feature to the app in the future. The headphones use Bluetooth version 5.1 class 2 and the chipset is Qualcomm QCC5127. I cannot tell you the maximum number of devices the headphones can pair with. So far I have only paired the headphones with my iPhone, iPad, Android tablet, and my computer. To switch connection, you have to disconnect from the current device before you connect to the next device. These headphones do not have Bluetooth multi-point connection, so you cannot connect to more than one device simultaneously. Let's talk about sound quality. For Bluetooth connection, I am using only the high quality mode, and these headphones definitely can deliver high resolution audio. The details, the clarity is fantastic. The high and the mids have good details, and it's easy to hear where each instrument is, even when there is a lot going on. The bass is just right, it has the right amount of energy, and the vocals are clear and sound terrific. The overall sound, I would say, is slightly warm, relatively speaking, compared to the Mark Levinson 5909. The slightly warmer sound makes vocals sound more mellow, maybe it's 5 to 10%. I'm not sure how else I would describe it. The vocals blend more easily with the instruments, and it's less fatiguing to listen to vocals with the Solitaire T for long periods of time compared to the Mark Levinson 5909, which by comparison is brighter and the vocals have more clarity and can stand out a bit more. I also feel that on the Mark Levinson 5909, because the vocals stand out a bit more, they also sound more centralized as compared to the Solitaire T, where the vocals sound slightly broader. Now everything that I say is relatively speaking. Most of the music I listen to are soundtracks or video game music, reinterpretation of video game music, and most are instrument based. And for instruments, I would say there is more airiness, there is more space between the instruments. The sound is definitely very enjoyable. It just sounds slightly warmer compared to the Mark Levinson. So just because this is more expensive doesn't mean it is better. Ultimately, it really comes down to what type of sound you prefer. This is brighter and the vocals are more centralized, and I feel this is better for instruments. And if you want slightly better clarity, if you want the sound to be more crisp, this is good. If you want slightly warmer sound signature, if you want the vocals to blend a bit better, if you want a less fatiguing listening experience, the Solitaire T is great. The soundstage for these two headphones is quite similar. You do get to hear where the instruments are, but the soundstage is limited by the nature of these earphones, which are closed back earphones. The sound quality when ANC is on and off and when transparency is on and off is quite similar. Just that with transparency off, the volume is much lower, so you really have to increase the volume for your source much higher. And if you listen for the difference between high quality and non-high quality mode, you can hear the difference. There is just more clarity and definition with HQ mode. The built-in DAC in these headphones is the ESS TAC ES9218 Sabri DAC, which is possibly why these headphones can produce such high quality audio. These headphones support cable connection, and the audio quality you can get is excellent with both the audio cable and USB-C. If you use the audio cable, you will not have access to the touch sensitive controls. The volume limit is louder. Now the sound quality is very similar to the high quality mode that you can get with Bluetooth connection, and that is quite impressive. The high quality mode of the Bluetooth connection is quite impressive because it can actually match the quality of cable connection. Now if you use USB-C, you will have access to the touch controls, and depending on which device you are connected to, the volume limit can be higher or lower. When I connected USB-C to my iPad and Windows 11 computer, the volume limit is higher. But when I connected this to my Samsung Android tablet, the volume limit is much lower. With the Samsung tablet, I have to increase the volume all the way up to 100% to be able to hear the music properly. The volume limit for these headphones can vary significantly depending on a few factors, such as whether the transparency mode is on or off, and also the device this is connected to. So when the volume limit is low, you really have to increase the volume all the way up to be able to listen to your music at sufficient volume. The Bluetooth codecs supported are SBC, AAC, FX, and FX HD. There is no LDAC. And even without LDAC, with the included Bluetooth codecs, you can get really amazing audio quality with the high quality mode, so I can't say that I'm missing LDAC here. The thing about buying such high-end and expensive headphones is the quality of your audio source is very important. So if you listen to YouTube music, you will be able to hear the limitation of YouTube music. For these headphones, I actually tested them with Apple Music and they sound terrific. Apple Music sounds much better compared to YouTube music. Spotify sounds great. As long as the music streaming service you are using can stream high-res audio, they will sound great with these headphones. Call quality is fine. Calls are clear with decent noise cancelling. The call quality is nothing special. It's pretty standard, so I don't really have much to say about it except that it works. The last thing I almost forgot to mention is when you connect this with Bluetooth and cable connection, there is absolutely no hissing sound from the electric current. I feel like I have to mention this because when I compare this with the Mark Levinson, I can hear this very faint hissing sound with the Mark Levinson when it's connected with Bluetooth and USB-C connection, but there is no hissing sound when using the audio cable. So yeah, this is completely silent without any hissing sound. That is great. Alright, to conclude, the T+A Solitaire T is a beautiful pair of headphones with amazing audio quality through Bluetooth connection and cable. As to whether these earphones are worth the money, you can decide based on the findings that I have presented. I highly recommend you test them before you buy them. unless you have a good return policy from the online store you buy from. Due to the very high pricing for this actually makes the Mark Levinson look like a bargain by comparison. Alright, I will make a separate video comparing the Solitaire T with Mark Levinson number 5909 next week. So see you again.